6 defendants facing decades in prison for protesting Donald Trump's inauguration have been found not guilty, in a trial that raised serious questions about First Amendment rights in the age of Trump.
A jury in Washington, D.C., cleared the defendants of all 7 charges against them, which included rioting and multiple counts of property destruction.
The defendants were the first of nearly 200 people due to stand trial for their involvement in the 20th of January protests.
Jude Ortiz, a member of the Defend J20 team that mobilized to support the defendants, called the decision a victory for political organizing.
The prosecutor was trying to claim political organizing was conspiracy, Mr. Ortiz told The Independent.
And these acquittals show that that logic is not being bought.
He added, hopefully that will send a very persuasive message to prosecutors everywhere that they're not going to get away with criminalizing protest organizing.
The Disrupt J20 March was an anti-capitalist demonstration that occurred alongside Inauguration Day protests such as the Women's March and the Trump 420 protesting DuPont Circle. Unlike participants in these other protests, however, hundreds of Disrupt J20 demonstrators were arrested for their participation.
In the late morning of 20 January, D.C. police surrounded and arrested more than 200 of the participants in a tactic known as kettling.
Authorities claimed some of the participants had broken windows, thrown chairs, and even assaulted a limousine driver, according to an indictment.
In their opening arguments, however, the prosecution conceded they had no evidence that any of the first 6 defendants engaged in any of the property destruction themselves. Instead, the state urged jurors to convict based on the defendants' participation in the march itself. Each of them made a choice, and each of them played a role, Assistant U.S.
Attorney Jennifer Kirkhoff told jurors of the defendants, according to the Huffington Post.
You don't personally have to be the one who breaks the window to be guilty of rioting.
One of the defendants, Britt Lawson, was a registered nurse who said she attended the event to provide medical services to anyone injured.
The prosecution claimed Ms. Lawson's bag of medical supplies was evidence that the nurse had come prepared for war.
Another defendant, photojournalist Alexi Wood, said he was reporting on the event when he was arrested.
The prosecution claimed his occasional cheers, which can be heard in his own, live-streamed video of the protest, were evidence of his active participation.
After the jury handed down their decision on Thursday, Mr. Wood declared the verdict a direct action pushed back against Trump's anti-free press rhetoric.
I am excited about people being able to speak freely, and being able to report the best they can, he told The Independent.
Multiple people in the courtroom burst into tears when Mr. Wood, Ms. Lawson, and their 4 co-defendants were cleared. Several of the 186 other defendants who have yet to stand trial were also in the courtroom that day.
While their futures are less certain, observers said many of them celebrated along with the 6 who were cleared.
It's been rare in 2017 to have tears of joy, Mr. Ortiz said.
So to hear every not guilty, one after the other, people were just sobbing out of joy and surprise.